I'm joined by Pavna, and she's a longtime cooking instructor and friend of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. We are very excited to have her back teaching once again in Winter 2017, an Indian cooking class. And Pavna, tell us a little bit today about the best part of the Indian food is the spices, all kinds of different flavors. And as someone who's not much of a cook, I'm intimidated to go into a kitchen and try to do something with all of these spices. Where do you begin?
Well, today, in fact, I was just going to talk about some of the basic whole spices that we use in Indian cooking, because these are used almost commonly every single day in India. Whether you're making lunch, dinner, or breakfast, you'll use some of these spices that I have out on display over here. And oftentimes people will say, oh, Indian food, it's too spicy, too hot. But I would like to tell people that spices don't necessarily have to be hot. They can be savory. And you can make it hot by increasing or decreasing a certain amount of spice in it. And that's what's going to help us when we go through each of these spices here. Obviously, these are not all the spices that we use, but there are some basic whole spices that I would like to talk about.
Sure, just talk about a few examples that you might learn in the class.
Like, for the example, this plate has 3 seeds that look similar with a very different texture and color if you look up closely. This first one here is cumin seed, which we've all seen and used. And then this one here is fennel seed. And here we have what the caraway seed, which is called shahzira in Hindi.
Part of the challenge is being able to tell them apart. I know you can tell by the aroma because they all had a very distinct smell to them, I noticed.
They do, and they also look different. So when you're going for zira or cumin seed, don't use fennel because the taste will not be the same if you do that.
Show us a couple more.
And then we have anise seed, which is called ajwain in Hindi. And it's often used in making different breads, like, I don't know if you've had aloo paratha or stuffed paratha. They would use ajwain in the dough. It gives flavor. It's a very pungent taste, so you don't want to just eat it by itself, but when you mix it in, it tastes good. And it's usually with doughs that they use ajwain.
Let's do maybe one or two more quickly, if you could just choose one.
And then we have one here. This is fenugreek, which is fenugreek leaf, and this is fenugreek seed, which is very uncommon. People are not aware of it, but when you go and eat chicken curry, there's probably some fenugreek.
I'm glad you mentioned that. One thing you told me right before we started, curry is not actually a spice unto itself. Is that correct? It's a combination?
It's a combination of different spices. You're aware of cinnamon and nutmeg. Besides that, there's cumin seed in there, peppercorn in there, cardamom, and cloves. And also
all of those combined is just such a good taste that everybody recognizes as distinctly Indian. And it's not as hard as you might think with a little bit of guidance from Pavna. You can find out more about these classes online at RoanokeCountyParks.com.